Three composers I hold dearly to my heart are Daft Punk, Hans Zimmer, and Marty O'Donnell. They are some of the best composers working out there because of their ability to experiment with different sounds and be creative with their music. Now, you might be thinking, why would I put Daft Punk next to other composers when they just make regular music? Not true. The duo composed a film that I believe is underrated called Tron Legacy. They composed with an orchestra and digitized it to work with the film it's set in, which is in a video game. Just listen to this scene and don't tell me it just doesn't scream intense and epicness while the bass drum just keeps hitting continuously and the violins go from high to low in 16th notes and the brass go from low to high with whole notes.
Can split, man. A little help here, maybe?
But how did I hear of Daft Punk? Well, one day, while in the back seat of my brother's car, I heard a song in the radio, and it hooked me. It had a very funky feel to it, but I loved it. The vocals matched perfectly with the guitar and drums. I didn't get to listen to what the actual lyrics are. The curiosity grew inside of me. Get Lucky by Daft Punk. That was the title, and I googled it and wrote down all the lyrics. That became one of my favorite songs of all time, and Daft Punk was one of the guides to my musical journey. The way the song was made sounded old, but in a new, extraordinary way. Even the Grammys knew it, since the album won the Grammys Award in 2014. Surprisingly, music wasn't always my first true passion. Film was. I've always been into film, and hell, I probably know more about film than music. But someone that really blurred my passions together was Hans Zimmer. You might have heard of him in this small film in the 90s. I don't know if anyone's really seen it. It's called, Lion King. Even if you've never seen the actual movie, there's no denying the beginning is iconic. The African drums and mixed in with the a cappella style blends well with the setting of the film, and the visuals help aid it to one of the most memorable scenes in cinema history. Dark Knight Trilogy, also composed by Hans Zimmer and directed by Christopher Nolan, who have worked with each other numerous times and always connect both their fields together perfectly like puzzle pieces. Just take the increasing tension with the continuous tense violins in Why So Serious. Or even an intense escape with the clock acting as the beat and the big brass coming in with the vocals, signaling that time is running out in No Time for Caution.
Oh, shit.
That one's moving away from us.
We need the recorder. John Doyle back to the Ranger now.
We're not leaving without her data.
Get back here now. No, we do not have time. The second wave is coming. We're in the middle of the swell.
I got it.
Get your ass back to the Ranger now. Rand, get back here now.
Cooper, go! Cooper, go! I can't make it! Go!
Case, go get her.
This opened my eyes to film composition and how I believe it can be more powerful than any type of music. It's always phenomenal and breathtaking, and with my increasing thirst to learn more about music, I wanted to learn more about the composer Hans Zimmer. He creates such beautiful art, and it's really effective in how the music manipulates you. This is what made me realize that music isn't only for entertainment. It's to make you feel something. Anyone can be immersed in his work. Anyone. A long time ago, while attending John Hancock College Prep, I wanted to play the saxophone. I finally had the opportunity to even touch an instrument like that. I've only ever held an acoustic guitar, and this moment was one of my best. This made me think of what song to practice. My mind immediately jumped to Halo. Like Hans Zimmer, Marty O'Donnell is a giant when composing pieces. He made a huge impact with the ancient monk sound from the original Halo series. Halo has always been part of my childhood and life since I was roughly 7, but distinctly recalled the game Halo 3 ODST because it had one of the most impactful soundtracks ever. But that game stood out, not only because it was a spin-off, but it had a very noir, isolating, jazzy feeling. Deference for Darkness. This song specifically showed me the doorway to one of my favorite genres known to date, jazz. I began to learn the piece by listening to it and trial and error. A long and tedious process, but the achievement of me actually reverse engineering a piece, especially from Marty O'Donnell, is groundbreaking for me. It led me to believe that I could do more than one style of music. He's always one for experimenting, and it seems to do well with his hard work. During my high school year, I had no idea what field or college would best suit my interests. One step could alter what I want to study, but I remember the things that made me happy: studying music, learning film, and sketching. It was clear to me that I wanted to go to an art school. There was nothing else in the world I'd rather do than attend one, and between these three fields, I thought back to my idols, Daft Punk, Hans Zimmer, and Marty O'Donnell. They were the ones that inspired me to study something risky and that could not easily pay off. I don't think I would be in this room at Columbia College, Chicago, if it weren't for these three composers and artists. They taught me how to appreciate music, because in the beginning, I only knew how to hear music, but I never listened to it. I didn't even pay attention to it most of the time. From those experiences, I will always pay attention to music.